Today, we'll guide you through the biggest announcements, the coolest innovations, and a few behind the scenes from Anaheim. First of all, let's start with an introduction round. My name's Patricia. I'm based in southern Germany, Freiburg. It's the nice place where Germany and Switzerland and France meet to have great parties and exchange ideas. I'm working in the Atlassian ecosystem since 4 years now as a content marketing manager, and I'm just so happy we could make this event happen, and I will hand over to Matt.
Hi, everybody. I'm Matt with K15T. I am a content creator and a customer advocate there. Generally, I'm a fan of Confluence users, not necessarily of Confluence. I like the stuff y'all do with it. I have been creating content for several years now, all about the best ways to use Confluence. I love joining community events like this. Patricia has done such a great job setting this all up. Really excited to share some thoughts about some new and exciting things coming to Confluence. And Andreas.
Hey guys, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm Andreas from Sabbath Group. I've been in the ecosystem for, when did I start? 2019. It was 2019. And I just looked it up earlier today. I started as a community leader on February 2nd, 22. I'm the champion of Stuttgart, champion in Stuttgart. I never know how to say that now, that we're called champions. But anyways, Stuttgart is another city in southern Germany. I don't even live in Stuttgart, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is that we are here today bringing you some of the excitement and vibes from Team 25 in Anaheim. Thank you for having me. Thank you for organizing. Patrice, let's get going. Next is Krimo.
Thank you, Andreas. Hi, I'm Krimo. I'm located in Cologne. I'm a digital product manager with 10 years of Atlassian experience. I help teams deliver digital products in highly regulated markets using Jira, Confluence, GitHub, and Figma. My passion is in delivering value fast. I found the Atlassian community here in Cologne, which has grown to over 100 events. I'm thrilled to be here with other experts sharing our insights with you. I'm handing over to Sebastian.
Hi, my name is Sebastian. I'm an Atlassian app developer, so we do apps for Confluence mostly. I'm also the community manager for Karlsruhe, which is also a city in Baden-Württemberg, so close to Stuttgart and Freiburg. And I'll hand over to Alisa.
Hi everyone, I'm Alisa. I'm running the Atlassian community events in Wiesbaden, Germany, and I'm also a partner manager at Cybert Group, and I'm super excited to share all the news from Atlassian Team with you today. I'm handing over to Tesh.
Hey everyone, Ditash here. I'm the community champion for the Ljubljana chapter. I'm based in London, working with Atlassian since 2008. At the moment, I'm working for VMO2, one of the biggest telecom operator in the UK. Plus also on the side, I also build apps. And community is the best way to giving back, and great to have all of you here. I think this is the first community Team 25 recap after the actual Team 25. So super excited to share. Now handing over to Rob.
Hey all, I'm Rob. I'm an online content creator. You'll see me doing a lot about Confluence in Jira. I had a great time at Team actually getting to meet the people that I always see online. You'll see me around talking about my experience, about what I learned, and what you all can learn and have some fun with. It looks like I'll be passing it off to Carolyn.
Hi, I'm Caroline. I've been in the ecosystem for roughly 1.5 years. I'm also located in Wiesbaden and working as a partner manager for Cybert Solutions. And I'm supporting Alisa with the Wiesbaden chapter from now on. I'll be supporting the chat today. So feel free to send some questions. Patricia with the agenda.
We've got a lot to cover. First, we kick things off with a quick overview of the highlights. Then we'll take a look at new cloud deployment options, Rovo, and new product bundles. So before we dive in, let's set the stage for those who might be new to this ecosystem and explain what this is all about. Atlassian Team is Atlassian's biggest yearly event. It's where Atlassians, customers, partners, and community members from all over the world come together to share ideas, get inspired, and also collect some nice swag. And this year was truly next level. We had over 5,000 people gathering in Anaheim, which made it the biggest team event Atlassian has ever hosted. For the first time ever, we also had something really special, this Formula One race car. Together, we represented over 300,000 customers. If you had to sum up the theme of the week in one line, it would be human AI and future of teamwork. Throughout the keynotes, and we had inspiring real-world stories, for example, like how Domino's is delivering pizza. Let's take a closer look at how the week at Team 25 was structured. The action started already on Sunday, the 7th April, with the partner day and some pre-events. And special shout out to K15 Team. It was a great rooftop where many of us started connecting and getting into the team spirit. Also with some nice firework. It was really cool. On Monday, it was Community Day. All about people who make the Atlassian ecosystem so sparkling. Those people once known as community leaders are now community champions. That day was filled with great workshops and the community champion reception at Disneyland. And the main stage opened then Tuesday to Thursday with keynotes, product deep dives, breakout sessions, and of course the great bash party. So you see, Team 25 isn't just about a few talks. It was a full week of learning, connecting, and having fun. One of the highlights was meeting over 250 Atlassian community champions in person. It's hard to put into words how special it is when you meet the people you've been collaborating with online. Finally, a face-to-face group shows the heart of the Atlassian ecosystem. People who volunteer their time to make this community stronger, smarter, and more connected. Now that you have a feeling for how the week was structured, let's talk about the highlights. It all kicked off with the opening keynote where Michael Brooks and Anu Bharadwaj took the stage. They unveiled some of the biggest announcements. We'll cover them in just a minute. Throughout the conference, we had tons of product deep dives, for example, Rovo, the Talent App, and Focus. You can actually watch the keynotes and some sessions on demand. You'll find the links later in the slides and in your follow-up mail so you won't miss anything. No Atlassian event would be complete without the bash party. This year's motto was beach, as you can see on the pictures. So let's start with the announcements of this year and the base of this whole ecosystem. The Teamwork Graph is the invisible network that connects all your work, your teams, your goals across Jira, Confluence, and beyond. Instead of information being stuck in different apps or tools, everything is linked together here. This is really important because you also want to know where your data lives and where it's hosted. So far, I only had two options, the data center and the cloud. Sometimes the fast and modern cloud isn't the perfect tool for strongly regulated sectors. This is why Atlassian has now revealed huge changes to cloud deployments, which is one, the government cloud. It's a separate, highly secure cloud environment with FedRAMP compliance, perfect for US government agencies and their partners. Coming next year, we'll see the Atlassian Isolated Cloud. It's a single-tenant Atlassian managed cloud environment. Designed for enterprises handling highly sensitive data who need full isolation without giving up the amazing cloud benefits. These new options will finally allow many organizations who stayed on data center until now because of security fears to move to the cloud safely. And now let's take a look what's changing inside the products themselves, starting with Confluence and handing over to you, Matt.
All right. So on the Confluence side of things, if you've been paying attention on the forums, you've probably seen a lot of changes coming to the way Confluence looks. And we kind of got the full and complete picture of that at Team. I recently did a live stream on K15T's YouTube channel with Abe Zelenko, who is the product manager behind the full interface update. You can see a full exploration there if you want to have a look. But in general, the team has been working on a full redesign for several of their apps, Confluence and Jira being the main ones. This is because the way we collaborate has changed over time. When designers look at a suite of apps built around collaboration, they look at sort of what are the things we all need to do? What do our teams need to do? This is really profoundly impacted the way you navigate here. And just so everyone knows, we're talking about Confluence Cloud. One of the major things you'll notice from this screenshot is that all the navigation items have moved from the top bar and are now living in the upper left hand of the sidebar. Some of you may say, didn't they try that before? That didn't go well. That did happen. This was done correctly, which is excellent. The team absolutely has improved the way things work, and I'm really pleased. Now, that upper left-hand corner is a universal navigation area. You can actually reorder the things on that list and add a few more things there. There's also the addition in the bottom right-hand corner of the floating action bar, which is a really exciting area that is intending to improve over time, but that sort of pill-shaped thing. I think someone told me internally they refer to it as the hot dog. But that is the area where you can take very quick actions like recording a loom, viewing the comments on a page, and also you can hit the I button there to get more of the metadata around the page, like the labels on the page, those sorts of things. There's the More menu, which is the 3-dot menu underneath your profile action. That has been cleaned up and organized. Now the actions there make much more sense. The team has done a ton of work to recompile all the same actions in the places that really matter for users, especially as they're trying to position these products for all the teams, not just for technical teams. Another really exciting thing is a new content type called Live Docs. Live Docs solve a big problem that a lot of teams have had, where we've been working with pages for a long time in Confluence, but then some people are just like, get in there and start collaborating right away. Why is there an edit button? Why is there a publish button? I just need to go in and write some stuff quickly. One of the benefits of Live Docs is it provides just that. A Live Doc is like a Confluence page, but there is no edit button. You can just go in and start changing things immediately, just like you would in Office 365 in Word or Google Docs. This is great for areas where your team just wants to work quickly on content. There is still a version history here, so the changes are captured. Snapshots are taken from time to time. When you @mention someone in a comment, they are instantly notified. It's a great way to start working on things and bring people in very quickly. The comments are in real time as well. So it's a much more active way to collaborate with team members. A really great use case for this is like our team is coming up with a new process. Maybe we worked on it in a whiteboard and now we want to write it up, just jot it down really quickly. We've got version 1 ready. We want to make it more official. We don't want this as easily changed. You can actually go into the More menu on any Live Doc and turn it into a page. That way, people have to click the edit button, make updates, and submit those changes. So you have the ability to turn it into a page which has more control in that version history area, because we know some content really needs to have that element of control, right? We now have Live Docs for quicker, faster Google Docs style collaboration, and we still have pages, which is awesome because you can also convert a page into a Live Doc. You can switch back and forth depending on what your team really needs when you're creating content. One really exciting thing that was just announced, I think it's rolling out slowly, is actually the editor bar. Along the top of the editor for both Live Docs and pages, you now have the option to make it floating. On the right-hand side, there will be a new option to have it float. Just like in this screenshot, you can see I'm typing into that panel and have options for the panel element that I'm working on there. My entire toolbar and all of the options that are applicable will also float right there where I'm working. So you have the option to put all of your tools where you're working on the page or the Live Doc rather than up at the top. I'm really excited to try that out. I haven't gotten it in my site yet, so I'm super excited. Finally, the screenshot's a little blurry here, and I look super pissed in that picture. I was actually having a great time. I just did a live stream with Isa Oliveras, and who are PMs on the Confluence and Loom team. We were exploring the really exciting new AI-powered meeting notes in Confluence that are powered by Loom. With this feature, you can invite a Loom bot into your meetings. It records the meetings, uses Loom's transcripts within Atlassian's own infrastructure, and creates a full meeting notes page in Confluence. We are talking about Confluence Cloud. You do need to have the Loom plans that include Loom AI, but the benefit here is massive because everybody in the meeting can be engaged. Nobody has to be taking notes. And what you end up with is this stunning Confluence page, which has summary of who talked about what. It pulls out action items. It actually has timestamps for each action item. So you can click the timestamp to go to that point in the recording to double check things. The power of this is so insane. And they talked about some of the improvements they're already working on for these in the future. You could check out K15T's channel if you want to see the full in-depth look there. But I'm very excited about more connections between Loom and Confluence because it is just easier generally for many people to speak instead of talk. And we're now seeing how the capabilities with Loom coupled with AI are really enabling our teams to do powerful and quick content creation. So these are the things I'm really excited about from Team. And that's it for me.
All right. So now I'm going to take over. Thank you very much, Matt. Some really nice updates to Confluence. Confluence has really evolved recently. I like it a lot. But now let's talk about Rovo. A lot of announcements have been happening at a Team around Rovo, our favorite AI implementation, or maybe not. I don't know. If you have any strong feelings about that, let us know in the chat. If you're not familiar with Rovo, let's quickly explain the few different aspects. First one would be search, which is an AI-powered search engine inside of the Atlassian platform. That's to help search more efficiently across all of the different knowledge available. It's designed to accelerate knowledge discovery. Next would be Rovo Chat, which is a ChatGPT-like chatbot, a lot of chats in that sentence, that you can ask anything. Then we have Rovo Agents as another part of that whole thing. These are very specialized AI teammates, as Atlassian is calling them. They can help you with very specific tasks. They have different capabilities to assist. The last thing is Rovo Studio. The headline announcement in terms of Rovo was that Rovo Search, Rovo Chat, Rovo Studio, and all of the out-of-the-box agents are now included for free in all of the paid plans for Jira Confluence and Jira Service Management, which is, of course, great news. The audience in the keynote reacted very positively. Of course, everybody loves free stuff, right? Mike Cannon-Brookes also made a little bit of a show out of it. He revealed that Jira is now going $20 per user per month to zero, and then Confluence, and then guess what? Jira Service Management as well. It was really a little bit of an Oprah Winfrey moment, you know, the famous meme, everybody gets Rovo. That was quite funny, I think. And it was on purpose because they picked up this theme in the official blog post as well. Everybody gets Rovo for free except non-Atlassian users. They still have to pay, but it's not going to be $20 per user per month anymore. It's going down to $5 per user per month, as you can see on the following slide. The official statement from Atlassian about that decision is, we believe that unlocking the limitless potential of your own knowledge is fundamental, not a privilege you should have to pay extra for. I think it's fair to see that a little bit critically and to ask a few critical questions. Is that really the reason behind that? Did they just see that adoption was slow and the price was a little bit too high? So they are changing that now to push that topic a little bit. What's important is to mention that the access to Rovo will be free, but the usage not necessarily will be free forever or all the time. Future usage of all these systems will be subject to quotas based on indexed objects and AI credits, similar like with other AI offerings. If you exceed the included quota that Atlassian will provide, then you will be charged additionally based on consumption. Atlassian has created a whole page with all the details of how it works. So this is just an excerpt here on the screenshot. I have included the link to the page in the summary slide that you can check out if you want to see all of the details. Let's talk more about the agents that are coming out of the box. There are more than 20 at the moment. This is the whole list that Atlassian has published now. There are agents for all kinds of things. You can get assistance on documentation and writing. decision making and planning, task management, data analysis, support, and more. I've also included the link to this page in the summary slide. You can also build your own agents, and that will become a lot easier with the Rovo Studio I mentioned before. Krimo will cover that in the next section. Last but not least, there was also an update to the data connectors. Atlassian has vastly expanded those. From previously, I think 8 have been available, and now there are over 50. They are covering now Google Workspace, Notion, Slack, OneDrive, Salesforce, GitHub, ServiceNow, and a few more. And custom connectors will also come soon. That means there is now even more potential here to enrich the teamwork graph with more data and get all of the knowledge inside of your systems that are not Atlassian based inside a Rovo search. You can search everything from one place, which obviously will help a lot. Here's the summary slide that I mentioned with all of the links for you to check out. That's it for me for now. I'm now going to hand it over to Krimo for a few more Rovo enhancements and announcements.
Thank you very much, Andreas. So for those interested in getting started with Rovo, but you're European or German as I am, Atlassian has you covered because ISO 27001 and SOX compliance is already out there. Big security standards shipped last year, and in the first quarter of this year, sandbox support is here for Rovo. So you can start on your production environment, but sandbox your Rovo. So you have a better understanding of your compliance teams can start using Rovo in a safe environment. Data residency is coming to Rovo later this year. It's already announced on the public cloud roadmap that Rovo is following the standards that Atlassian has in place for the cloud products. You can see all the details. So you can prepare and have everything in place to start for a POC. Where are my data center customers? I've seen you in the chat, you voiced, and you're here to learn more about Rovo. Be assured Rovo is coming to you as well. It was in the public announcement. Jira customers, be aware you're coming later this year. It's also on the public roadmap with all the details. And you see Atlassian is investing heavily on making this product rock and roll. They already announced a meeting inside Reporter. So this will join any Loom session and prepare Confluence and Jira tickets. And if you're like me, late to the meeting and everybody's already joining into projects and topics, I just hit a button and get a summary of the infos that I missed. And so I can join in and nobody will ever know that I was 5 minutes late. And also those teams in IT management, there will be an AI root cause analysis. So a special dedicated Rovo agent that helps teams to discover already ongoing issues, creating tickets, providing the information. So you see the Rovo roadmap from Atlassian is hot, hot, hot. We were talking about Rovo and the Studio app. Let me show you the Studio app. Because the way we work as teams will change indefinitely. Atlassian is enabling those fast, high-performing teams while also giving admins the rights to manage projects in the Atlassian ecosystem. You know this already with team-managed projects in Jira, and this approach is now coming to Rovo Studio as well. Here you see the global arch of customers. This is a demo instance I was just raising, and I have all the products from Atlassian. So Jira Service Management, Jira, and Confluence. As soon as you have everything in place, you get a nice view. This is the Rovo Studio app. As a power user or admin, I have one place where I can see all agents or start a new agent, where I can start automations. So I don't have to remember in Jira or Confluence or Jira Service Management where I have to start an automation. I just have one place, the Rovo Studio app, where I can go. And also if I manage assets or hubs. But at the same time, be aware, my dear loved enterprise customers with high regulation standards, this is the ideal standard for an admin. So based on user level, there will be more sensitive restrictions. Your users and your products can't manage everything. But all the details will come later It's very brief now in the technical documentation. I wanted to go with you very deep so you have a better understanding and feeling if what's already there for you. So this is when I start Rovo Agents, and it's split between Jira and Confluence on the left side. And for, you guessed it, Jira Service Management, they're called Service Agents. As a power user who doesn't manage Rovo Agents all the time, I'm already guided to the right product and can see and browse all agents. Here I can create a new agent. So I have two approaches. This one is a dialogue form where Rovo is asking, hey, Krimo, what do you want to do today? What kind of agent do you need? What kind of agent are you needing? So I have a dialogue and it's going back and forth with me. Should it be just for me? What project? How detailed should it be? Because I know you're impatient and you don't want to have the dialogue. You can skip that. There's a long list of things you can do with your Rovo agent, just giving a brief information. So here is the manual approach. If you're the highest, best trained admin who knows about all the product and can set up a new agent in no time, and also limiting it to the products you have, like a new big data layer across all your products, where you can define, has this agent access to all the products or only to those like Figma, Loom, or Confluence, whatever is needed. And then I hit create. It's there. That's it. Krimo created his very first Jira ticket manager in just 3 minutes because I was screenshotting it. You could do it as a power user within minutes. So you are enabled to have multiple agents when you need it. And I don't have to wait for any admin person or one within my organization. But again, you decide the way you work as a team. I already screened the ecosystem. What's the feeling? What's the vibe? The new way of working I was referring to. So you have the professional, like the ecosystem says, either developers will provide super high skilled Rovo agents that are very precise, think of budgets and very hard rules. And Ethicode, famous Atlassian partner here in Europe, they already say, hey, we enable teams to work the way you want to work, and you just give the control to teams, but also as an admin, you supervise to make sure everything is compliant, everything is the way you want to have it. And also learn faster as a team, because one team can start an agent and the other can copy paste it. That's it. That's the new vibe you get with Rovo. I predict that with more of the knowledge graph and more access to the products, you will see things happening so fast in organizations. That was also part of the demo that Atlassian is combining all the products and also like third party, like Figma and Slack and other products coming. So you make issue and pain points visible, have an agent creating and managing those tasks. Then you start working on what's needed to get things done. You are way faster than your competitor because we make work visible, combine it with goals, and the agents will help it fix and make decisions fast. That's the fun part you get with Rovo, and it's already compliant and ready for you to go. I hand over now to Sebastian.
So hi, so I'll be talking about Rovo Dev, which is a new set of AI tools catering to developers. So in short, it's AI coming for my job, making me obsolete. The Rovo Dev consists both over agents, which Primo just told you what they are, as well as new features to Bitbucket and GitHub. It's still in beta, but you can already activate it as a product. So you can just do that on the normal organization Atlassian administration interface. And because it's tools for developers, they have to integrate with a coding platform. And that is currently either Bitbucket or GitHub. No GitLab yet, unfortunately. So the first tool that they have announced is called Code Planner. It's a Rovo agent, or you can invoke it from the chat or via an automation like other Rovo agents. And what it will take a Jira tickets and code base, and then it will create a detailed step-by-step implementation plan for your project. That can be useful for things like larger refactoring, etc. It's still in closed beta, unfortunately, so I couldn't test it myself. So next tool is the code reviewer. If you're a developer, you probably know what a code review is. It's basically when your code is reviewed by other teammates. And in this case, your code is being reviewed by an artificial intelligence. So the AI will point out typos, obvious bugs, things that are not best practices. You can already use this in Bitbucket and GitHub. There's plenty of tools like this on the market. So it's nothing new in that sense, but the advantage will be because it will be able to integrate with Jira. If you have a merge request tied to a Jira ticket, the code reviewer will be able to tell if the code matches what you described in the ticket. That's obviously a very useful feature. And then we have the pipeline troubleshooter. So that one is only for Bitbucket. In Bitbucket or other CI tools as well, you have a thing called pipelines. They're basically just automated tasks. And sometimes they will fail for whatever reason. So now what you have new, there's like a little suggest fix button. You can click on it and it will read the logs from your CI/CD and it's your code base. It will try to determine the root cause of the failure. So that has the potential to save your developers a lot of time debugging. So that's a nice thing. There's a new thing called coding agents. And these are basically Rovo agents that can actually generate code. Say you have a bug ticket in Jira describing a bug. Then you can write a coding agent that will open a merge request on your code to add a unit test. So it's a form of automated test for your bug. You can use that agent in Jira Automation. And that way, every time somebody reports a bug, automatically a new merge request with a unit test will be opened. AI is obviously not at the point where it will perfect code. This will save some time because there's like already basic structure there. And it will force your like developers to actually write the test because there's already a merge request for that. And we can write agents for all sorts of use cases. Another example would be, say you have a ticket, we want to add this dependency to our code base. You could then have a Rovo agent that will go into your code base and add that library to your code. This has, in my views, a lot of potential to automate workflows, to better integrate your developing process. That brings me to our last slide. I think there's some really promising and potential, especially the coding agents that I just told you about. Unfortunately, they're still in closed beta, so you cannot use them yet. But I think it's a very fresh and powerful idea to be able to do that. It's good that Bitbucket sees some improvement and that is catching up a little bit to its competitors. Unfortunately, it's not really yet usable. So most features are still like in closed beta, and the features that you can test are still a bit buggy. And as I mentioned, it only works with GitHub and Bitbucket so far. So if you use them, good, bad. Yeah. So my recommendation at this time is watch and wait. We'll see how this develops. I'm pretty excited, and we have been seeing there's going so much development into Rovo right now. So I'm confident that this will turn into a great product in the future. I will hand over to Alicia.
So let's talk about another big announcement from Atlassian Team. And it's the Atlassian Teamwork Collection. This is something that feels less like a product launch, but more like a turning point or a change in strategy at Atlassian. What is the Teamwork Collection all about? The Teamwork Collection is Atlassian's new core bundle. It's a set of products designed to help teams, not only software teams, but all teams, to work better together.
It includes some of the most important Atlassian products, the most famous ones, Atlassian Jira, Atlassian Confluence, Loom, and a bunch of Rovo AI agents in there. And these tools are sold together as a single package with one pricing, what makes it much easier to manage. And yeah, I've also heard that it's definitely more cost efficient to purchase this collection instead of buying all products individually. They also work on a shared system, a platform called Teamwork Graph. This connects knowledge, work, and goals across the tools. It seems like a shift in strategy at Atlassian. On one hand, a shift in strategy because with the rise of competitors like Monday.com, Notion, and of course the big player Microsoft is still around, Atlassian is adapting by offering a more integrated solution that helps teams work better together. The Teamwork Collection represents a shift in strategy for companies that need to stay competitive in today's market and be more flexible, more efficient in the way they work together in their teams. As I said, the tools that come with the Teamwork Collection are Jira to help you plan, track, and manage your projects. It's great for organizing work and tracking progress. And of course, there's Confluence for creating and sharing knowledge and information within the teams and companies. And there's Loom, and Loom lets you record short video messages and also helps to reduce unnecessary meetings. It makes communication faster. And the Rovo AI agents, the small virtual assistants we heard a lot about in the last 40 minutes, will help teams by suggesting actions or just automating tasks. And yeah, I was wondering, why is this really a game changer? And I would say because there's no more disconnection between the tools. Atlassian really tries to have all in one place. Everything works together in one place now. There's better teamwork because everyone can access the same information. It's easier to stay on track and decisions can be made much faster. AI is helping them and it supports teams all around the globe. Loom helps to communicate from anywhere when your team is spread all around the globe. It's definitely an impact on modern work and on better teamwork, smoother workflows, and in the end, efficiency. I actually found a very simple example. Imagine there is a new feature rollout coming up. The team kicks off with not an endless long meeting, but with a short Loom video outlining the idea. And then Rovo transcribes and summarizes the video automatically and turns it into a clear proposal inside Confluence. And from there, suggested tasks like Jira tasks are generated, and also with proper content, with context, with owners, and relevant past work that can be found. And everything updates, comments, timelines, relevant docs are connected, and they are visible to anyone involved. So the result is no context switching, no duplicate meetings, and no starting from scratch. That's basically the Teamwork Collection. And I've heard there's not only one collection, there are two, and Tesh will tell you more about that.
Oh, hello everyone. Thanks, Alicia, for amazing intro. It's great to see that Loom AI Note Tracker is great. I was trying that out and I can tell that this is gonna save my at least half an hour every day, okay, after the meeting. So that's great. So why there is a collection? So the product portfolio of Atlassian is growing. So now it's probably we need an agent to tell me about the new product Atlassian is releasing and including the new features. Do I need Loom? Do I need Focus? Do I need Align? Do I need Talent? Do I need Jira? What do I need? So in order to simplify that, I'm glad Atlassian came up with two bundles. One is the Teamwork Collection, which we just saw. Another one is a Strategy Collection. And why do we need a Strategy Collection? So we know there is always a planning that's going on and at a different level, but then there is an execution that happens. So in order to build the gap between the planning and execution, our companies need a Strategy Collection. It helps to plan the strategic planning, execution, and ensuring everything is aligned and make sure everything is visible. So Here are 4 questions. Are team focusing on what truly matters? Will the work drive the outcome our business need? If everyone is aligned to the right direction, are we missing something big? So imagine you are working on a couple of Jira tickets and you ask that question, why am so? Atlassian has a solution for that, and that's why they came up with the strategy collection. So strategy collection includes 3 products, which is Atlassian Focus, which was announced last year at Team 24 Europe. Now is released a central hub for strategic planning and provide a single place for real-time visibility into how company prioritize and our company priority are progressing. The talent one, which is just announced last month, is a resource management, talent management tool, which is coming very soon. It helps planning the resources, who needs where, who needs to be where. And of course, we have an agent on the top of that that can also help. And we know Align has been there for some time. It's an enterprise tracking and planning tool. We can do enterprise road mapping and we can visualize how team is working, what is the progress, all into one page. So what is focus? In focus, there's 4 pillars of the focus, which is goals, work, team, and fun. So if we are using Atlassian Jira on cloud, we probably know about goals, which used to be part of Atlas. Now is Atlassian Home and is now in free for every Atlassian team. It's really cool. I love the Jira goal, which is more like a base camp, but then I can make a decision, risk everything in goal, which is really good. And then, but goal is nothing if there is no deliverables in there. So it's literally how can we manage the delivery, which is actual work that's happening with. That's why you have work. The goals are connected. Goals can be connected with Jira tickets or Align, so we can manage those things. And then the team, focus on talent app for strategic workforce planning across organization. And second and lastly is the fun. I think that's coming soon. We soon will be able to integrate our fund data into Focus, e.g. spreadsheet. You can see the logo in there. So we can get financial data into Focus. Next slide, please. Okay, so talent. So I couldn't demo it to manage to take a real screenshot of from the talent app because it's not released yet. I saw some demo on the Team 25. So what it does, you can see that on the screenshot, I have the list of my colleagues and their job titles and which area they're focusing, and also a real Rovo agent on the corner. Okay, so if I ask find talent with integration on and if I can tell them, okay, find me a group of talent, a group of user, okay, for the West Coast, for a geographical location, okay, and I need to, for that particular skill, Robo will automatically find that for you, and you get that information from talent. Okay, so if there is a strategic need, if there's a business goal that needs to be delivered within the next few months for a particular location, and we need to find resources internally quickly, your talent is your solution. Next slide, please. Finally, it's a Jira Align. One of the new features of the Jira Align was like it has a new roadmap, which looks much cooler than before. Also, on the other hand, for Jira Align, we don't need to use a separate login. Jira is now we can use Atlassian Guard for that, and also some template, and also these are coming. So it's an enterprise PI planning and strategic tools, and it's really, really powerful. So this is your strategy collection. You can see that I spoke about focus, talent, align, and agent. So I give an example of the agent. So you saw the data platform graph. Every other tools, if you can imagine, those are visualization tools, and you have the agent to find, search information and present exactly in a way which is more useful to you. So that's what it is. You don't need to buy the tools separately, buy the app separately. There's one simple pricing for that. If you please click next slide, please. Is $77,400 per year up to 50 years. It's not the cheap one, if you see. So this is actually from the sessions. Ford releases one new vehicle in every 13 seconds. Imagine how many parts, how many people are working on that. And in order to release one vehicle, it's 13 seconds. Atlassian tools and EG strategy connection has a massive role to play there. So if you compare this pricing, if you compare this outcome and the pricing, I don't think so. It's actually very expensive. That's all. Thank you very much. So I'm now handing over to Rob.
All right. Thank you so much for that. I'm Rob. I'm in the Bay Area, California. I got to have a Confluence challenge with my friends over at the Aura booth. It was 10 questions about Confluence, and a lot of people think that I'm the Confluence super expert. And it was a great challenge. It was very humbling because I lost. The questions were great, so I'll give a shout out to Patricia for making them real sneaky. This nice gentleman, Henrique, ended up winning a MetaQuest Pro or something like that. That was the exciting part, getting to see people show up and come to the booth and win these fabulous prizes, but that wasn't my favorite part. What was great for me is we had groups of people wander by the booth, look, and then join in. And there's a photo of me at the bottom. And getting to interact with these folks as an online member of the community, I tend to just stare at a camera, and I might, if I'm very lucky, see one or two people in Zoom. Instead, I got to meet these people in person and talk about things that we both enjoy, whether it's Confluence or other topics. For me, that was a neat bit about this challenge. It was about engaging people and making them feel like they're part of something, not just a chance to win something. That was cool and fun and a great hook. But that same through line of we're all people, we're all learning, we're all supporting each other was the magic for me. So another bit of big news that we learned, Team 25 Europe will happen, and this will be October 7th to 9th over in Barcelona. They will have some online aspects. We'll talk about what those were for Team 25 near the end. But for those of you who are closer to Barcelona than Anaheim, this is a great opportunity. There is a call for speakers opening. So if you're curious about potentially speaking there, shoot an email to speaker@atlassianevents.com. I don't think that's open yet. It's not quite May. But if you've got a topic you're really interested in sharing, that's a great opportunity. The pricing is the lowest until June. So highly recommend if you're interested in going, lock that in now. Sometimes organizations will help support things like this if they have a budget, so it can't hurt to ask around and see if you can make this part of your job. I certainly hope some of my fellow panelists will be there. I'm trying to get to Barcelona. We'll see how it works between family and work. All right, next slide, please. Okay, questions. I've seen the chat going, and thank you, folks. Caroline, I'll call you out for keeping it going and moderating it. Please consider everything this amazing group has spoken about or things you have heard about Team, and then drop something in the chat. If we can't get to it immediately, we'll ask around, get the answers, and find a way to share it out for other folks. Erica, you might not be able to make it to Barcelona. Be on the lookout for the live streaming that Atlassian will do. A lot of the other community champions will be publishing their own information, doing interviews, sharing what they know. So there can be ways to participate and learn from these events, even if you can't make it. All right, Patricia, do we want to continue or do we want to pause here?
I would like to start with answering the most frequent questions.
The most recent question was asking, does anybody know what products that talent competes with? How are companies currently doing this now? Does anybody have an answer? Tash already answered.
Yeah, so we just saw the demo. We didn't have access to the Talent app yet. Once we see the EAP early access program, we should be able to explain it more. But in short, it's an enterprise resource skill capacity management and planning tool. In terms of features, I'm not going to be able to tell yet. So once I have the full list of the features, should be able to share something.
Amazing. We had one more question before. If anyone in the audience is using Rovo Dev Agents, what's the verdict and is it worth it?
I would say at the current point, they're not really usable yet because they're like in beta status. Most of them are still in closed beta. So I don't think anybody's using them in production.
If you don't have any questions right now, we will just collect them and answer them in a follow-up mail. What do you want to go on, or shall I?
I'm happy to keep talking, Patricia.
The following slides prepared some links for you. Here you can find the on-demand library for everything, some nice reads. Also, huge thanks to all those champions who prepared such a great event. Please give some kudos to them and follow them on LinkedIn. Join their chapters so that you can keep updated